Big new questions about Democrats' reaction to the Hobby Lobby ruling. Outwardly, they are blasting the Supreme Court's birth control decision, but at the same time, are they preparing to campaign on it using the so-called war on women issue that was very successful for them in the last round, again in the November midterms? Here is the White House Press Secretary Josh Earnest responding to the ruling.
President Obama believes that women should make personal health care decisions for themselves rather than their bosses deciding for them. We believe that the owners of for-profit companies should not be allowed to assert their personal religious views to deny their employees federally mandated benefits.
House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi chimed in as well with the same message, saying, quote, healthcare decisions should be made by a woman in consultation with her family, her faith, and her doctor, not by her boss, not by insurers, and not by Washington politicians. David Webb is the host of the David Webb radio show on Sirius XM Patriot and a Fox News contributor. Emily Tish Sussman is a campaign director at the Center for American Progress Action Fund. Welcome to both of you.
Good morning, Martha.
Good morning to you both. Emily, let me start with you. What freedom exactly was taken away by this ruling yesterday, do you think?
Well, this is a bad ruling for women. This is a bad ruling for working people in general. What the court did is that it allowed this, it furthered this concept of corporate personhood, where the corporation has religious freedoms. This is, in addition to the fact that they gave corporations free speech. This is not protecting the individual religious liberty. Part of an individual religious liberty.
I'm sorry, I got to jump in. How is this woman that's described by Josh Earnest and Nancy Pelosi, how has she lost any liberty?
So she lost the liberty to not have her boss's religion imposed upon her. That's part of religious liberty, being able to make that decision for yourself.
But she can go out. She can go out and buy whatever she wants. She can also get it for free from Planned Parenthood in many cases, and potentially from the government. It sounds like it's going to happen.
Well, so, part of the contraceptive mandate is that this birth control is coming without a copay because you put that sweat equity in, you put that work in the same way that you earn health insurance. This is considering contraception as part of health insurance.
All right, let me let David
which it
get
should
in here.
be.
David, go ahead.
Well, I don't know where to start. Let's say that Emily helps make the argument here, Martha. First, willfully ignoring the actual Supreme Court decision, which she just did, even the op-ed you sent me. The Democrats are going to lie if they need to sell to the American public that Republicans have a so-called war on women. So let's be accurate. This is about closely held corporations. That's an important part of this. Not all corporations. Two, the Religious Freedom Act also removes you from the undue burden being imposed by government. So the Supreme Court made the right decision. Also, you're right. Women can go out and get this anywhere. They choose where they work. No one is forced to work at Hobby Lobby. And the rights of the owners of Hobby Lobby, who since day one, the inception of this company, have built a closely held corporation for their purposes. They have Sundays off. People know what they're going into. They're not restricting any woman's rights. We're talking about 4 methods that they have a right to object to. So Emily does what the left does. They obfuscate or they omit, and it's frankly willful destruction of public debate that she's engaged in.
Well, I do think that this is going to be used in a very big way in the election. There will be a message that women have, something's been taken away from them. And I just wonder, just go back to that, Emily. It's hard to understand, you've got 20 forms of contraception that this company says they will still provide. There are 4 that they will not provide. And many of these companies that are under this plan will go ahead and provide them. They don't have this kind of religious issue at the corporate, with the corporate head.
Look, what David, a lot of what David is talking about is, I think, a lot of the rhetoric that we heard yesterday.
No, these are the facts of the case, Emily. You don't get to sell after.
It's like their family business, like as if they're holding it in their garage. They are a corporation. They incorporated for a reason.
David, I let you talk. Let Emily talk. Go ahead.
I appreciate that. These closely held corporations are actually about 90% of the corporations that we have in the U.S. Hobby Lobby themselves has 17,000 employees. When people are looking for a job, they're looking for, what is the compensation? What are the hours? And now apparently they also have to be wondering what is the religion of their top boss.
No, they don't.
No,
Emily, they don't have to. They don't. They have the freedom to get whatever kind of birth control they want to get. Some of it's going to come to them through their company. If they want one of those 4 kinds that is not available from the company, they can get it for free from Planned Parenthood. So I don't understand what's the problem.
The problem.
Go ahead, Emily.
The problem is that we're now allowing corporations to decide what they feel for moral and religious reasons is something that they can provide as part of their health insurance to their employees. In this case, it was 4 types of contraception, but those 4 types of contraception are actually not connected in any legal or medical way to
this
the
company,
idea to pregnancy at all. So
I object to this idea that corporations are not. I don't know who you think runs corporations. I mean, who started this company? Who runs this corporation? I mean, try to substitute any other thing. If you're a family-owned business, and I don't care if you're big, if you're the biggest family-owned business in the world, if you have a strong feeling about something, David, shouldn't you be able to say this is our belief? This is how we run our company.
Yes, it is. And let's look at the facts. The IRS classifies closely held corporations where there are 5 or less owners that have the majority stake in the company. Emily also wants to do what the Democrats want to do, which is convince you that some freedom has been removed. They didn't get rid of contraceptives in this decision anywhere in the country. Number 2, it's funny that the Democrats, including Emily and Nancy Pelosi, want to talk about corporations forcing people to do something which they're not, when Obamacare actually forces you to do something you don't have freedom.
Right,
so the same people that take away your freedom with Obamacare want to enforce it.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much for being here.
Good to see you, Martha.
Thank you.